The basic idea is this, that rather than treat different subjects or fields as these silos that need to be figured out independently, how can you develop just a broad framework that you can apply to any subject matter? And the acronym that I generally recommend folks, DSSS, deconstruction, selection, sequencing, stakes. There's deconstruction, which is taking a fairly ambiguous goal, like learn to swim or learn Japanese. None of those are actually very descriptive, right? So deconstructing any one of those is taking, let's just use learn to swim as an example, and breaking it down into constituent parts, right? And you can do that very effectively with the help of an expert. You can try to do it yourself. But for instance, I mean, if you want to find a silver medalist from the Olympics 2 Olympics ago, you can probably get on a Zoom call with them for $100 an hour, maybe $50 an hour. Like, you do have access to world-class talent. Then they would help you figure out, all right, there are all these different possible components. When you get to the next part, which is selection, you're picking the 20%. This is the 80-20 principle, right? Pareto's law. So you're picking the 20% that will give you 80% of what you want. Let's just use language learning in that case. Well, you can very easily find word frequency lists. So for any given language, like Spanish, sure, or in English, hundreds of thousands of words you could learn. But with the most frequently used 1,500, you can get to reasonable conversational fluency in almost any language in 8 to 12 weeks, without question, if you approach it methodically. But you need the right material first. And then the next S is sequencing, putting it in the right order. And I feel like this is the magic sauce that gets lost a lot, which is, what is a logical sequence for learning any given skill? What do you practice first? So in the case of swimming, for instance, forget about breathing. Like, you need to figure out like fuselage right, fuselage left, and gliding, kicking off a wall in the shallow end of a pool before you ever think about breathing, and getting comfortable putting your head underwater, et cetera, et cetera. So there's the deconstruction, selection, sequencing, and then the last S stands for stakes, which means incentives. So how do you ensure that you will do actually what it is you say you're committing to doing? If more information were the answer, we'd all be billionaires with six-pack abs. So information is clearly not sufficient. It's necessary, but not sufficient. Incentives drive behavior change. So you need good intentions are not enough. Even a system is not enough. You need strong incentives. So, right, you could give $500 to a friend or $100, whatever. The amount doesn't really matter. And if you don't do what you say you're going to do, they donate it to like your most hated political candidate in your name, right? That's another one that I've seen work really well.